complaining. I'm never gonna get out of here. He starts playing with a spaceship, which shows that he likes toys. And plays with it. He's a grown-up playing with a toy. And then he's like, I'm never gonna get out of here. Biggs was right. So you start seeing where Luke Skywalker is acting like a little bit of a brat here. Now Luke is cleaning up the droids, and then he starts finding that they've got a lot of gunk. He's like, whoa, you guys seen a lot of battle here. And he's like, yeah, well, with all we've been through with the Empire and the Rebellion. He's like, whoa, back up there, Georgie. You know about the rebellion between the Empire? It's like, of course. Not much to tell, though. You know, we were just in a ship, boarded by Darth Vader, have some secret plans to get to a mission. Not much to see here. C-3PO really does walk around with blinders on. He doesn't know nothing that's going on. And I like how he says, I'm not very good at telling stories. In Return of the Jedi, he becomes extremely good at telling stories. He's good at complaining is what he's good at. So this is the great scene when he starts cleaning out the gunk from R2-D2 and accidentally turns on the message. There he goes, help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope. Now, Luke sees Princess Leia for the first time. He's like, whoa, who is she? That chick she's beautiful right there. Who's that? So now he reveals that this is a message for Obi-Wan Kenobi. And says he belongs to Obi-Wan Kenobi. And then Luke says, oh, maybe he's talking about old Ben Kenobi. I guess Kenobi must be a very popular name that everyone, Ben Kenobi or O.B. Kenobi, Old Ben. I wonder if he's talking about Old Ben. Yeah, it was pretty obvious that's what he was talking about. So then he goes to dinner with his uncle and Aunt Beru, and he says, oh, that droid thingy was stolen. He's going on about this Obi-Wan Kenobi. And then Aunt Beru and his Uncle Owen start looking at each other like, let's keep this on the down low here. He's a good moisture farmer. We don't want to lose him. And this is where you get the great blue milk scene where Luke drinks his tasty blue milk. Blue milk it does. Blue milk it does the body good. Blue milk it does the body good. Pass it on. And then he goes, that old wizard doesn't exist. And if he did, he probably passed away the same time as your father. Oh, you knew my father? I said you forget it. Yeah, let's tantalize Luke with stories of somebody who knows his old man, and then when he gets, never mind that. You don't need to know anything about your father. Way to keep secrets. So then he's like, oh, but I want to go to the academy, Uncle. And he's like, whoa, no, we need you for moisture farming here. Don't join the academy, Luke. Forget about your hopes and dreams. People needing their lubrication. That's where it's at. You need to focus on moisture. Aunt Beru was like, oh, you can't hold Luke. His heart is an adventurer, not a farmer. He's not a moisture farmer. Now you get the iconic sequence with Luke staring at the two suns and the beautiful music from John Williams. John Williams, eat your heart out. Now, I always thought that he had this weird lumberous walk. He was like, kicking things. So then he comes back, and he sees that R2 has escaped. And, oh no, R2, we tried to stop him, but he was going crazy. He had to go. It's funny, he vouched for him. He's like, oh, he's good. He's got a good motivator. Now he's like, he's faulty. I don't know what happened to him. So they look at night to see him, but it's too dark and there's sand people around, so they did wait for the morning to go find them. So they ride in the sun and they find this R2-D2, in a canyon somewhere. And then all of a sudden they hear noises, and that's where they run into the sand people. The sand people were always a funny thing for me. They always look like beavers with goggles. That was a good impression. I can do impressions too. So they get all angry and attack Luke, knocking him out. They knock out the droids until they get scared by these weird noises, like a growling noise. And this guy in the robe is like flailing his arms, kind of menacingly. And then they run scared. They're like, what the hell is that thing over there? And they run away. Then you find out that it was an old man. And the old man is Ben Kenobi, Obi-Wan. That's when you first meet Obi-Wan Kenobi. So this is when Luke says, well, this droid, he's going to see his master, Obi-Wan Kenobi. And then the old man has this look on his face like, whoa, shit. Obi-Wan, Obi-Wan. You know what he's talking about? He's like, oh, I haven't heard that name in a long time. Oh, so you do know him. Of course I do. He's me. Big reveal. So like, oh, so the droid does belong to you. He's like, I don't ever remember owning a droid. I never seen the prequels yet, he said. I don't ever remember owning a droid. I'm getting senile in my old age here. Fine, then they go to rescue C-3PO, who's in pieces, and he's like, oh, I must have fallen. Come on, we gotta get out of here before the sand people come back. He's like, leave me here, I'm doomed. He acts just like my grandmother. I'm telling you, I'm done for. Leave me. Oh my goodness gracious me. What a drama queen. So now you see the next scene, and that's them inside Obi-Wan's place, and you're fixing C-3PO, and then Obi-Wan immediately starts throwing his uncle under the bus. He's like, no, my father wasn't fighting in no wars, he was a spice trader or something like that. He's like, that's what your uncle said, your uncle's a liar. He's a two-bit liar who does nothing but look at you in the face and lies to you. He doesn't even wait 5 minutes to gain his trust. He's already calling his uncle a liar, which is hilarious. Especially since he lies right to Luke as well, which is funny. He didn't hold with your uncle's ideal. Then he tells him, your uncle and your father, they never got along. Your uncle thought that Anakin should have stayed a moisture farmer, even though, again, neither of these people saw the prequels, so that didn't happen. Retconning, he's fun. So then he starts talking, I was a Jedi like your father, and he was a good friend, and all this stuff. And he goes, oh, but this reminds me, I got something for you here. Kid that I just ran accidentally into you just now, even though I know everything about your life up to this point. Your uncle and everything about you, like some stalker. Luke never questions this at all. He's just like, how come you know everything about me, old man? What's going on here? It's true. It's like, how does he know everything about Luke? Luke never questions a thing about it. He never got to know Luke or try to know him or anything. It's not like Uncle Obi-Wan that they hung out together. He just knew everything about him. And Luke just like, whatever. Oh, by the way, I got something to give you. It's It's a lifesaver. Not the candy. The lightsaber, not lifesaver. And once again, he throws his uncle under the bus. He's like, your father wanted you to have this, but your uncle wouldn't allow it. He really doesn't like that uncle and his moisture farming ways. He's like, here's a lightsaber, a very dangerous weapon for someone without any training to have. Here, take it. Your uncle didn't want you to have it because it's dangerous. Didn't want you to go on some damn foolish crusade and leave all this moisture farming behind him. You really don't like that moisture farming. Out of all things George Lucas could have picked for them to be, he picked moisture farming. They could have farmed anything, but he decided, yeah, moisture, let's go with that. So here, like, he hands Luke, a guy who's never handled a sword in his life, here, take this really dangerous thing that if one bad move happens, you can cut your arm off in like a second. Here, take it, Luke. And then Luke starts playing around with it, like, flying it around. That would have been hilarious if he accidentally cut off a limb. Oh, shit. Oh, by the way, be careful with that thing. It's very sensitive. So this is the first lie when he says, Luke says, tell me, how did my father die? And he's like, your father was hunted down and killed by Darth Vader. I mean, after throwing his uncle under the bus about all the lies, and then he goes and lies right to him. Everybody's lying to poor Luke.
Why didn't you tell me? You told me Vader betrayed and murdered my father.
What I told you was true, from a certain point of view.
A certain point of view?
Luke should have not trusted anybody in this entire thing after this episode. Then he says saying that Vader was seduced by the dark side of the Force. And Luke says, what's the Force? Of course. Then he says, well, the Force is all around us. It penetrates us. It's like a perverted old man. The Force is what gives the Jedi its power. It's an energy field created by all living things. It surrounds us, it penetrates us, binds the galaxy together. And at this point, Luke is thinking in his head, this guy's cuckoo. No, I'm just kidding. But a normal person would be thinking, I don't know about this guy. He starts telling me my uncle's lying, hands me a weapon, and now is telling me about the Force that penetrates me, and talking some new age nonsense here. And he knows a little bit too much about me. I don't know if I could trust this guy. So this is where he goes to the R2 unit, and then the R2-D2 plays the message for him. Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope. Now, she took a big risk here, don't you think? I mean, how so? Well, I mean, think about it. She's got the plans that could turn the tide for the entire Rebel Alliance. You know what I mean? This turns the tide on the war. And she just entrusted with a droid that she doesn't know, and then sends it off on a planet to seek some guy that she doesn't know exists yet. Maybe dead. She only heard about him through her father. And then hoping that this guy will take the challenge. I mean, for all she knew, Obi-Wan could have been dead of old age. Or just like too old and decrepit to do anything about it. Or maybe he was even senile, just like got the message and like, what the heck, he's all just rambling, the Force, blah, blah. And then she would have been like, gee, it's, where's that Obi-Wan? He was supposed to be here. A lot of things could have gone wrong is all I'm trying to say. That's true. You really think back. She entrusted a lot to those droids that she barely knew. You must learn the ways of the Force if you want to come with me to Alderaan. And Luke was like, what? I didn't say nothing about wanting to go to no damn Alderaan. I want to get some power converters with the boys. It's all this all about. First you spring my father was a Jedi master killed by Vader, and then now you want me to just up and take off my life? Excusez-moi. Just a little bit presumptuous of him, don't you think? I would say so. And Luke's response is quite normal. What? Are you insane, old man? Go to bed. I got some blue milk to drink. I got moisture farming to do. I can't abandon the moisture farm. The people here depend on the moisture to survive. How else are they going to get their high quality grade moisture? Oh, enough of the moisture. And I like the ploy he says. Obi-Wan here is now trying to manipulate Luke. He's like, Luke, I need your help. She needs your help.
I need your help, Luke. She needs your help.
She, the princess, you know, the one that you've been fawning over, gawking at, the one you think is really pretty? That girl there, the hot chick, she needs your help, Luke. Come on. Hey, you never know. If you help her, you might get a little something. That's not what he's saying. That's like the gist of what he said there. He did it quickly. He just said, she needs your help, Luke. She? Wait, what does he say? That girl? That's your sister. And she needs your help. Oh, that's my sister. Alright, there's a lot of things we gotta discuss here, old man. But instead he holds that because he's like, the power of love will reign supreme over here. So Luke does the rational thing here, and he tells Obi-Wan, listen, I got responsibilities here. I don't really know you. I don't know this princess lady thing girl over there. These droids, I just got these droids. I got no attachment to any of this. This all seems really nice and interesting, but I got a lot of work to do here. And then he's like, well, you sound like your uncle. And then does the guilt routine, where he's like, oh, okay, well, you do what you think is right, Luke. I don't know.
You must do what you feel is right, of course.
Why doesn't he just use the Jedi mind trick? Luke, you must come to Alderaan. I don't think it would work on him. Yeah, probably not. So now we get a bunch of exposition on the Death Star, where they're talking about the Death Star is fully operational. And then they're having an argument about the Rebel Alliance. So the one guy goes, you don't think that the Rebel Alliance are well equipped. They are dangerous. And the other one says, dangerous? Danger's my middle name. He said, dangerous? Not to this fortress. My good friend, we got a lot of power up in here. So then he goes, but the old Republic is going to blah, 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 blah. And then Count Dracula walks in there. I don't know why. I think he looks like Count Dracula. There will be no problem here because the Emperor has dissolved the councils. So basically they're just saying that the reason why is because they don't need any more politicians because they got a battle station that's so powerful that everyone in the universe and the galaxy will be crapping their pants pretty much at the thought of the Death Star. If you fall out of line, and we'll make stardust out of you guys. That's a pretty good deterrent. That's a pretty good deterrent, I'd say. Now this one guy goes, the station is the ultimate power in the universe, because they're all paranoid that they got the plans, and so they're like, we will soon get the plans. Don't worry about that thing. We got it. We got a hold on this. Don't worry. We know what the plans are, more or less. Now here's the thing about that, which is I find hilarious. They've had the plans for a while. For all the Empire knows, they've already gone through the plans with a fine-tooth comb. Even if they obtain the plans back, they're like, I got the plans back. But it's already been in the enemy hands for far too long. I mean, they don't know that they haven't examined it or made copies of it. You know, for all they know, they got the plans, copied it, passed it around through a whole bunch of people, and it's already far gone. You know, the Empire should just give up on trying to get the plans. And what they should have done was actually, look through the plans themselves and say, well, where are the weaknesses here? Let's try to make our weaknesses not so weak. Then they don't need the friggin' plans, and this would have been alright. I guess that's true. This guy is annoying me. This guy, listen, Lord Vader, you and your ways. He's like, don't get so proud of this technological marvel you've constructed here. This fortress that could destroy a whole planet is insignificant when compared to the Force, which I think is not very sound logic there, Dot. I know the Force is pretty cool. You could throw rocks and things, but I've never seen anybody destroy a planet with the Force. So I would say that, honestly, when it comes to evil terror, the Death Star trumps the Force. I know this part I think is hilarious. He knows Darth Vader, right? I mean, Darth Vader, you'd see at this point, is pretty well known on the galaxy. How badass he is, how he could choke you from a distance. He doesn't even need to be in the same room. He could just see you on a television screen and choke you out. And this dude talks all kinds of smack to Vader, right to his face, like, listen, you don't scare me, Vader. You and your old ways and your wizard ways? You don't scare me? Want to take it outside, Vader?
Don't try to frighten us with your sorcerer's ways, Lord Vader. Your sad devotion to that ancient religion has not helped you conjure up the stolen data tapes, or given you clairvoyance enough to find the rebels' hidden fort.
Vader, while he's talking, and starts choking him out. This guy, is he new? Is this his first day on the job? And if it is, someone should have said, this is your first day. Take it easy. Vader here, he's not to be trifled with. Don't try to provoke him or start fights when you first meet him. It's not a good idea. And so he's jumping. You don't scare me. I like what Darth Vader said. I find your lack of faith disturbing. That's all he said. This is so classic. I find your lack of faith disturbing. Now shut your mouth. Go back to the kids' table. All right, man, Vader, release him already. You made your point. It's funny how everybody in this movie talks smack to Vader. So I mean, the next two movies, he gets a lot more respect. But in the first one, everyone's talking smack to him. No one, except for maybe the Emperor, should be talking anything to Vader at all. So then they drive around on their way back home, and they see the Jawas. They're all destroyed and burnt up. The stormtroopers made it seem as though the Sand people did it to cover their tracks. But Obi-Wan, he's too savvy for that. He knows right through that plan. He's like, they wanted to think that they made you do it, but it was the stormtroopers. This one I thought was funny too. He's like, look at this blastify here. This blastify here looks far too precise to be Sand people.
These blast points, too accurate for Sand people. Only Imperial stormtroopers are so precise.
Which I find is absolutely hilarious because, as we all have seen on many occasions, the stormtroopers can't hit the broadside of a barn when it comes down to it. It's true. They're always missing their targets. So I like this part too. He's like, oh my god, if they trace the robots to this location, then that means they have traced them to, home. And my moisture farm. So then Luke takes off to go to his uncle's place to save them. And then you see old man Obi-Wan over there. He's like, no, Luke, that's too dangerous. And then he doesn't stop him at all. He should have used the Force to hold him back. Why would he let Luke, drive right into a trap? For all he knew, the stormtroopers were there and would have killed him. And he just lets him go. I'm telling you, Obi-Wan is not too bright in this. I love the music in this. John Williams' score is always on the nose. Da, 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 da. And of course, when he gets back, he sees all the total destruction that the stormtroopers left. Everything was charred and burned, and he sees his uncle and aunt face down on this dirt, burnt to a crisp, completely decimated, and the moment where he stares off, very sad, very sad. And of course, Mark Hamill, with his great acting, turns his head like this. I don't want to see that they don't know I can't cry. Uncle Ed, the numberoo, not the moisture farm. Yeah. Very touching scene. Yeah, I mean, you can kind of see how Mark Hamill's still young. His acting wasn't that great at the time. They should have done like a Star Trek there, where he just looked up to this cloud and said, Vader! That would have been a good scene. No, it wouldn't. It would have been too much.